Welcome to today's video where we explore the complex and evolving political landscape of Hong Kong, focusing on the principle of one country, two systems. This unique political framework, established after Hong Kong's return to China in 1997, has been a defining feature of the region's political and economic identity. But what exactly does it mean, and how has it shaped Hong Kong's relationship with mainland China? Let's dive in and understand the history, challenges, and current situation of Hong Kong under this system. To begin, let's go back in time. The phrase, one country, two systems, was first introduced by Deng Xiaoping in the early 1980s as part of the negotiations between China and the United Kingdom over Hong Kong's future. Hong Kong, which had been under British colonial rule since the 19th century, was set to be handed back to China in 1997. The question arose, how could Hong Kong maintain its unique political and economic system under Chinese sovereignty? The solution was one country, two systems, a framework that would allow Hong Kong to remain a special administrative region, SAR, of China, retaining a high degree of autonomy over its internal affairs, legal system, and economy, while acknowledging China's sovereignty over the region. This system was designed to preserve Hong Kong's way of life, including its capitalist economy and civil liberties, which were seen as distinct from the socialist system of mainland China. The one country, two systems agreement was enshrined in the Basic Law, which serves as Hong Kong's mini-constitution. It guaranteed key freedoms for Hong Kong's residents, such as freedom of speech, freedom of the press, and an independent judiciary. Additionally, Hong Kong was to maintain its own legal system, separate from the mainland's, and retain its capitalist economy, which had thrived for decades. At the time of its implementation in 1997, one country, two systems, was hailed as a successful model for integrating regions with different political and economic systems. Hong Kong, with its highly developed financial services sector and thriving international trade, was positioned as a bridge between China and the rest of the world. Its status as a global financial hub was seen as an asset to China, allowing it to engage with the global economy while maintaining control over the region. However, as the years passed, tensions began to rise between the two systems. Hong Kong's increasing demands for greater democracy and political reforms started to clash with Beijing's desire for greater control. In 2014, protests erupted in Hong Kong under the banner of the Umbrella Movement, as people demanded universal suffrage and the right to freely elect their leaders. Beijing's refusal to allow fully democratic elections led to widespread discontent, with many in Hong Kong feeling that their freedoms were being eroded. Despite these challenges, the political system continued to operate under the framework of one country, two systems for many years. The 1997 agreement allowed Hong Kong to maintain a high degree of autonomy in local matters, and the region continued to prosper. Its financial markets remained one of the most robust in the world, and it became one of the wealthiest cities globally, with a high standard of living and a vibrant cultural scene. However, in recent years, there has been growing concern about the erosion of Hong Kong's autonomy. In 2019, mass protests erupted in response to a controversial extradition bill that many believed would undermine Hong Kong's legal independence by allowing suspects to be sent to mainland China for trial. The protests were met with violent crackdowns by the authorities, and the unrest quickly spread across the city. In response to the protests and calls for greater democracy, Beijing introduced a new national security law for Hong Kong in 2020. The law criminalized activities such as secession, subversion, terrorism, and collusion with foreign forces, giving the Chinese government sweeping powers to suppress dissent and curtail freedoms in Hong Kong. Critics argue that the law is a direct violation of the Basic Law and undermines that one country, two systems principle that was supposed to protect Hong Kong's unique status. The implementation of the national security law has been a turning point in Hong Kong's political landscape. Many pro-democracy activists and opposition figures have been arrested or forced into exile, and civil liberties such as freedom of speech and assembly have been severely restricted. The once vibrant pro-democracy movement has been significantly weakened, and Hong Kong's political system is now under closer scrutiny from Beijing. The changes have sparked an international outcry, with many Western countries criticizing China's actions and calling the crackdown a violation of Hong Kong's autonomy. The United States, the European Union, and other countries have imposed sanctions on Chinese officials and companies involved in suppressing freedoms in Hong Kong. At the same time, China has defended its actions, claiming that the national security law is necessary to protect national security and maintain stability in the region. As Hong Kong's political environment becomes increasingly aligned with mainland China's policies, the region's unique identity is facing growing challenges. The implementation of the national security law marks a significant shift in the region's governance, as Beijing asserts more control over local affairs. The law has led to a restructuring of Hong Kong's political system, with pro-Beijing candidates dominating the city's legislative council and key positions of power. The "one country, two systems" framework, once seen as a groundbreaking model for managing regional diversity within a single country, is now under intense pressure. Critics argue that the erosion of Hong Kong's autonomy undermines the spirit of the agreement and poses a threat to the region's future. Proponents, however, contend that the changes are necessary to maintain stability and prevent foreign interference in Hong Kong's affairs. Looking forward, the future of Hong Kong's political system remains uncertain. As tensions continue to rise between pro-democracy activists and Beijing, it's unclear how the region will balance its historic freedoms with the growing influence of the Chinese government. The concept of "one country, two systems" may continue to evolve as China solidifies its control, but the path forward will likely remain contentious and closely watched by the international community. In conclusion, the evolution of Hong Kong's political landscape under the "one country, two systems" framework has been a complex and evolving story. While the region initially enjoyed a high degree of autonomy, recent events have raised questions about the future of Hong Kong's unique political identity. As Beijing asserts more control, the balance between freedom and stability will remain a critical issue, not only for Hong Kong but for China's global standing and its relationships with the rest of the world. Thank you for watching this in-depth look at Hong Kong's political landscape. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more insightful content on global politics. Stay tuned for future videos, and we'll see you next time.